there. Azarath, how's it going? Mark, good evening, good evening. Just getting the ball rolling, just getting the ball rolling. Good evening, good evening. All righty, all righty, all righty. Okay, and down here, let's get this thing ready. Start streaming. Video capture, here we go. Okay. Integrated camera, I don't think so. Stop recording, yes. Stop playing buffer. Display capture. There we go. Alrighty, let's move that up right to there. Move up just a little bit more. There we go. That works. All right, all right. Let's get this out of here. Let's go there, let's go there. All right, let's see who is here tonight. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk. Chief, what's going on? Dev, how are you today? Cal, Jack, Heremia. Okay. KG, Freckled Queen, good evening. AIDSMum, okay. Shade Tree, Drew Rudy, Non-Believer, good name. Gary, how you doing, Gary? Nanda 15, Goat Seuss. Jake. All righty, Jake. Hey, Dr. Dev. Annie, how are you? Fuga, how you doing? Cal, New York? Nope. Florida. Dad, Jake, Owen. Archer, Sterling, 77. Okay, hello there. All righty, good evening. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Looking for a simple, safe, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. Now, not a lot, right? I'm not asking a lot, am I? I'm just looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% every single week from my investments. Alrighty, so what I'm going to ask of you guys is give me something to look at. I'm going to run it through the mill, give you my opinion. Now, in 2008, about 16 years ago, my 9-year-old daughter, 9 years old, said, "Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me?" 9-year-old little girl wants to learn how to trade in the stock market. Most adults don't get it. Mr. Mack, I see you down there. How you doing? Most adults don't get it. So how am I supposed to teach a 9-year-old? Well, first off, it's got to be simple. She's only 9. It's got to be safe. We don't want her losing her money. It's got to be predictable. We want to know what we're making before we even do it. Simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. I want to be able to do it every single week. So I use dividend stocks and weekly options. All right, that being said, let's get the ball rolling. Let's see what you guys have to look at tonight. Now, NY, does that mean New York or is that a stock symbol? I don't know. What do you do if a big correction or crash and you are trapped? Fugar, I'm going to tell you this. Listen closely. Every decade, every 10 years, there is always a crash, a correction, a pullback, whatever you want to call it, it's happening and it's going to happen. So what we're doing here is trying to be as safe as possible while we're investing. Okay, so we got, hey Tim, how you doing? So we got companies that have been in business for 100 years, some 140 years, maybe even 200 years. Consolidated Edison, 200 years. And they still pay profits every week. Can we look at Target? Lewis, Absolutely. Let's take a look at Target. First one on the list today. Target. Now, Target is a dividend king, if you did not know. Now, what's a dividend king, you may ask? It is a company that has been consistently profitable for at least 5 decades. It's 50 years, a half a century. You did not know that, huh, Julius? All righty, well, it is consistently profitable for more than 5 decades. Now, anytime I'm looking at a stock, I'm always looking at the same thing. For me, it's always A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. What am I doing? What looks the safest? How can I jump in, jump out, make that small little profit consistently and predictably every single week? All right. So first thing I want to look at is 5 things. I look at a chart. I look at the 1-year chart first. I'm looking for 5 things in the 1-year chart, and it should take you anywhere between 2 to 4 seconds to see all 5 of them. You ready? Number 1, the high of the year. Number 2, the low of the year. No, sorry, cords on my feet. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it now? And number 5, what is the flow? What is the money flow? Where are people coming and going? A year ago, she jumps up, drops down, back up, back down, back up. And look at this right here. Now, as much as you might like Target, I'm going to say no for this week, only because look at the last 30 days. The last 30 days gives me a good idea of where I think it's going to go next. What do we have down here? Uh-oh. I wish I had bought some silver in August. J-Man, guy, think about this. If he was really successful stock trader, he wouldn't be live streaming on YouTube. He would be dipping in malt whiskey. I hate whiskey. A penthouse in New York. I hate New York. Wall Street office. No, thank you. I'm 62 years. I'm going to be 62 next. Actually, holy shit. This Monday. 62. I got no desire for that fast life. None whatsoever. So I'm not asking for a lot. I'm asking for 1% per week. That's a 50% per year. You don't like it? You don't need to be here. You didn't need to explain yourself. No, I don't, but some people need to hear it because some people are just ignorant. APX driver, Hood, planning to start the wheel on it tomorrow. Nice. I use Robinhood myself. Happy birthday. Thank you. Not a bot. And JDJDD, what's happening? All right. Can you explain why you turned down Target? What did you see in the chart? Archer, take a look at this. 30 days ago, we're at 96. We dropped down to 94. From 94, we shoot up to 111. Now, from 94 to 111 is $7. Okay, that's a 7% increase right there. Do you honestly, ask yourself, honestly think it's going to keep going up? You got people like me and other investors. They see a profit, they're going to grab it, and they're going to run. What happens then? Stock drops. That's the only reason I'm saying no to Target this week. I love Target, I do. It's a dividend king. Why not? How was Texas? Didn't really like it very much. My portfolio is up 20% on the year. Do you consider that good? For 2 weeks? Hell yeah. Thank you, Andrew. All right, what else we got? Still learning the covered call. Nice going there, Jake. Snake, sorry. My band, I looked up your stuff. Love it. Thank you, Snake. Andrew, thank you for that. Kashi, all righty, thank you. Ivan, what about Nike? Ooh, let's take a look at Nike. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Target. I do. I'm actually going to write Target down for 2 weeks from today. And the reason why I want to write down for 2 weeks, because I think there's going to be profit taking, and she should end up somewhere around 102 within a week or two. Because think about it. If you bought a stock and it jumped up $7 from here to here, you going to take the profit or not? It's up to you. Toothless in Texas. Thank you, Topher. You like that? Yep, I went there, got some teeth pulled. 10. 10. Can you believe that? Take care of your stuff. As you get older, stuff starts to fall apart. Miguel, VT, we'll take a look at that. I will ask, what's the best way to learn options? I still don't get the ins and outs. What would you recommend? Okay, Snake. Options are pretty easy. Think of it this way. Give me a second. All right, let's say, Snake, hypothetically, you got an old GTO in your backyard. You push it out to the front, you slap a for sale sign on 10 grand. Okay, Tony down the street comes by, say, hey, Snake, I love your car. Let me give you $1,000. Hold it for me until Friday. If he comes back on Friday, he gives you the money. The initial money he gives you is a non-refundable deposit. If he comes back on Friday, gives you the rest of the money, great, you take it and you move on. If he does not, you take that money that he gave you, that's yours to keep for the inconvenience and for you taking it off the market. Same thing with the stock market. If I bought Target at 111 and somebody, Steve, wanted to buy it from me at 111, he's going to give me how much? Let me see, what's the 111s going for? Okay, the 111s are going for 219. So if he gives me 219, I get to keep that money. And then if, and only if, Friday he wants to take it, he can take it. If not, hey, I just keep the money and I sell it to someone else the next week. So what you're doing is you're rotating the buyers. Do I really want to get financial advice from a dude who can't figure out how to mirror the video? You know what you can do? I got a few choice words. So it's not a me thing. You go to YouTube, you'll see I have 1,400 videos. They're not AI. They're all me standing in front of the camera doing this. If it was an issue with the camera, I wouldn't be able to talk to you. If I flip the camera, I can't see what you're saying. So take your choice. You want to have a conversation, ask me questions, or do you want to see everything looking nice and pretty? You don't like it here? Go to another channel. I'm live streaming on 9 different channels. Can't help you out there, dude. So who would buy my call? Do the bots trade options? Not really. Investing in 226 is simple. Gold, no, I'm going to disagree with you. If you want precious metals, do silver. Gold doesn't have very many industrial uses. Silver is in almost everything. Do some research. Not gold, silver. Fugar, I'm up 8% doing weeklies. Good for you, brother. Christo, what do you do when the price of the stock goes down? I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Really do. But if you're under the opinion that you're going to buy something and it's going to do nothing but go up, you're sadly mistaken. Stocks do 2 things. They go up, they go down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all they do. They always go down and they always go up. That's the nature of the stock market. You need to know when to get in, grab your profits, and when to get out. No, Snoop, I'm not going to look at MSTY. Take a look at the profits on MSTY. They're not consistent, and they're not 20 years. Yes, MSTY, I know that Snoop, I know that MSTY has that. But all right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go take a look at MSTY, and I'll show you exactly why I don't like it. MSTY, MSTY. Give it a second. It's going to pop up. Hold on, Snoop. It's getting there. RJ, Brian, Wisey, how you doing? Okay, so, Snoop, you ready for this? Yield Max, MSTR Option Income Strategy ETF, MSTY. We're going to look at historical data. The historical data is going to tell us what the dividends were on a monthly basis, year by year by year. Sit tight. Come on, come on. All right, here we go. Okay, now I want to look at historical prices, dividends only. Now there's a reason why I only want to look at the dividends. Now I want to look at all the dividends. Now the reason I want to look at the dividends because the dividend is a portion of the profits that the company gives back to the investors, and that's us. We are the investors. We buy, we sell, we are the investors. So if a company is profitable, the dividend will get higher and higher and higher. So let's take a look at MSTY. Now, when I said 2 decades. 2 decades is 20 years. I want 20 years of profits for anything that I'm going to jump into. Misty, no. Let me show you why. Number one, Misty is only a year and a half old. That's it. A year and a half. That's like throwing your keys to some 16-year-old. Wait, but Misty is a covered call fund, almost 100% ROC. Misty is not a company. I'm well aware of that. I am well aware of that. However, it is something in which you put money into. As a matter of fact, you're putting $31.61 into each and every share that they have. And those shares pay you a dividend. Every month they pay you a dividend. However, this is only 2.5 years old. I do agree, Misty total returns are horrible. So let's take a look at them. The very first dividend, 20 bucks. Well, that's nice, isn't it? 20 bucks is great. The second dividend, 12 bucks, then 15 bucks, then 11 bucks. Now it's going down. Then $9.70, $9.27 going down still. Then it jumps back up to 20, 22, back down to 15, back down to 11, then to 10, then to 6, then to 660. Then to 11, then to 7, then to 6, then to 5, 5.45, 5.05, $3, $1, 96, 84, 81. You really want to tell me you want to put your money into that? It goes up, barely, and it goes down most of the time. I don't like Misty. The numbers just aren't that good. Terribly sorry. Miguel, something like blocks is better. Hold on, let's take a look at blocks. I never heard of it, so let's take a gander. Come on. BLOX. What do you do when a stock drops below the purchase price? Do you hold and wait for it to recover, or sell, take a loss, and move to another stock? Hold on a second there, Archer. We're going to get to that in a second. Let's finish up with blocks. Okay? Now, unfortunately, this thing's only 2 years old. But look at the dividends. 14, 14.7, 15, 16.2, 15.6. It's starting to go backwards. 14, 15, 14, 15, 16, 16, 16, 18. 15, 13, 13, 13. Let's get out of that. 12. What the hell? No, those numbers aren't that good. Miguel, you want to invest in something for 10 years? Okay. VT. Let's check out VT. Archer, I haven't forgotten you. VT. What the heck is VT? Vanguard, Total World Stock Index Fund. Now, Miguel, you like it, you do it, not me. This thing's first dividend was in 2024. That was a year and a half ago. A year and a half. I like companies that have 2 decades. That's 20 years. 20 years of profits. Spreads don't cap upside. Actually, spreads, you're limited to the profit that you can make on a spread. The spread is the difference between one strike and another. So if I do a 10 and 11, the most I can make is at $1. If I do a 5 and a 15, the most I can make is $10. A spread, you're buying one, you're selling the other. So no, not quite. Isn't better to keep target long term and do the drip? Mike, it really depends on what it is you're looking for. Okay, you want to invest long term, you want to buy a stock and hold it through the ups and the downs, be my guest. What I'm looking for is simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. So when target hits the bottom, and they always do, they go up, they go down. When it hits the bottom, turns around, that's where I want to jump in. As soon as she starts jumping up, I want to get out. And as you get to the top, it's going to take profits and it's come back down again. Let's pull back to target again for 1 second. Okay, Mike, check this out. Okay, here's the high right there, 145. She drops all the way down to 90. Now from there, she jumped up, pulled back, 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 jumped up, pulled back. I can do that all day long. That's what stocks do. They go up, they go down. It goes up, people take profits, it comes down. Okay, people buy the low, it goes up. JEPQ, hell no. Sell puts on red days and calls on green days. Okay, if that's what you want to do. I like simple and predictable and safe. I want to be in for 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days. That's about it. I want to jump in on a Monday, be out on a Friday in a perfect world. Does it happen all the time? No, it doesn't. But on the average, I do get at least 1.4% every single week for the past 15 years. So down, up, down, up, down, up. Right now, she went from a bottom right to where we are now. That baby's going to come down, which is why distributions on MSTY suck. Yeah, I get that. So, yep, I get that. Okay. Advanced Auto Parts is the worst stock. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Manpreet, heads up, your screen is showing up mirrored. The only thing predictable about life, it's unpredictable. Absolutely. Can we analyze SPY? It's going to be the exact same thing as everything else we just looked at. SPY. I don't do SPY either. There's a reason why I don't do SPY. We're going to see it in a second. Here it is right here. Hold on. Check it out. Maximum. I want to go look at 20 years. Don't you pay less taxes if you sell after a year? It depends on how you have your account set up. Seriously, think about it. If you have your account set up in a corporation, you pay a corporate tax. If the corporation actually operates at a loss, which you probably should be doing, then you don't have to pay any taxes. Let's check this out. SPY. Where is it? Okay. SPY. $692 per share. $692. Hold on a second. Let's check this out. 20 years ago. That would be 2006. There it is right there. 2006. 51. 55. 57. 79. Higher. That's good. But it dropped down to 55. Okay. Then it went to 66. 71. Higher, lower. Higher, lower, 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 higher. See, I don't like things that go up, down, up, down, up, down. Not when I'm looking for profitability. Hold 1 second. Let me show you this one. You're going to love this one. MSFT, Microsoft. Let's check this thing out. Okay. Microsoft. MSFT. 20 years ago. 2006. You ready for this? Okay, ready? Check this out. 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 23, 28, 31, 36, 39, 42, 46, 51, 56, 62, 68, 75, 83, 91. Did you notice each and every single year the dividend went higher and higher consistently? Top 3 favorite stocks to hold for 5 years. Okay, you're under the impression that I hold stuff for a long period of time. The longest I've ever held anything was Walgreens, and I held it for 18 months. I've been investing for over 30 years. Longest I've ever held anything was 18 months. And the reason why I held Walgreens, WBA, for 18 months, because it paid me 1, 2, 3% every single week for 18 months. They finally got bought out, and now the dividends, the premiums are crap. So no, I like simple, safe, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. That's what I'm looking for. All right, JEPQ, no. Sorry. Why not? Holy shit. Really? I say no, and now you're asking me why. It's the same as the other crap. Let's watch. JEPQ, right there. Okay? Morgan. JP Morgan, NASDAQ Equity Premium Income ETF, JEPQ, 58.89. Okay? How far back does it go? 2022. This thing's 4 years old. 4 years old, Kobe. 4 years. Now let's take a look at the profits. 37, 34, lower. 40, higher, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, lower, higher. Where were we? Right here. Higher, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, higher, lower. Do you see what I'm looking at, Kobe? The reason why I don't like companies like that, because the profits are up, the profits are down. The profits are up, the profits are down. And it's only 4 years old. Okay, I'm 62. I don't have the luxury of being wrong. You might be younger. You can recoup any losses you make. Me, welcome to Walmart. How may I help you? Will that be paper or plastic? It's not in my vocabulary. Nothing against Walmart workers. Nothing at all. But it's not from me. My first job was in 1974. Okay, I put in 5 decades of working. Why should I keep working? Hey, Miss Christie, how are you today? Thank you for that, Miss Christie. How can I gain 1% a week? Jeremy just keeps showing up every day. I'm here every night except for Friday nights and Saturday nights. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The only reason I'm here late tonight because we literally landed at 9 p.m. in Sarasota. And then it was an hour and 45-minute drive here. Then I had to get everything unpacked. Ugh. So I'm here doing this because, I feel compelled to share. Jeremy, you forgot Archer. No, I didn't. He's right over there. What do you do when a stock drops below your purchase price? They all drop. Archer, all of them. They all go up, they all go down. The idea is never, all right, 5 rules. Remember I told you about my 9-year-old daughter? 5 simple things. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. That's the 5 criteria. I came up with 5 rules for my 9-year-old. 5 rules for a 9-year-old. Rule 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game. And yes, it is a game. Rule 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Why? Ask yourself, why would you put your hard-earned money into a company that's not consistently profitable? The stock market has been around for over 400 years. 1602 was the very first dividend stock sold. The company said, hey, give us your money. We promise to give you a share of our profits. The very first dividend stock company, 1602, over 400 years. It ain't going anywhere. Buy a good quality company. Now, as of last week, there was 10,780. 10,780 different companies that you can choose from. That's a lot. Now me, I only like the Dividend Kings. 5 decades of consistent profits. The Dividend Aristocrats. 25 years of increased profits. The Dividend Champions. 25 years of increased profits. The Dividend Contenders. 10 to 20 years of increased profits. And then anything on Warren Buffett's list, I'll give it a quick look. Now, those 5 lists I just gave you consist of about 300 companies. that have been consistently profitable for more than 2 decades. You can invest in whatever you want. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. This is just what I'm doing and I'm sharing with you. Now, some of you always ask, well, why are you doing this? If you're successful, you make all this money, why are you doing it? Because I think it is foolish and inconsiderate for me to take all the knowledge that I have up here to the grave with me. I could sell it, but why? I prefer to just give it away. Give it away to those who want it. You want to do it? Fine, you do it. You want to ask questions? Fine, ask. Okay, I'm creating these videos for my children and my grandchildren because when I am gone, they're not going to inherit anything unless they know what to do with the money. It's going to be part of my will. You want to get some of the inheritance? You have to learn how to invest money properly. Also, you aren't holding then. Also, if you aren't holding, then how do you get dividends? What's the strategy? Colby, I'm waiting for a good stock, and I'm going to run through one, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking for and exactly what I'm doing. I'm just waiting for one of you guys to give me something good. Tell me something good. Tell me that you like it. Yeah, Benny, what's happening? David, how are you doing? What happens? Uh-oh, wait, where are we? All right, David, Jesse, Valenho, please, what are your best recommendations for long-term stocks? Okay, Valenho, I already said I don't do long-term. My idea of long-term is 30 days. I'm 62. There is no guarantee that I'm going to be here next month, the month after, the month after. Why would I want to invest, tie up all my money for some time in the future? I want cash flow now because I'm retired. Okay, I don't even get Social Security yet. Okay, so the money that I have accumulated in my last, 10, 20, 30 years of working now is bringing me in 1% every single week. So if I have 100 grand, that's $1,000 a week. 150 grand, that's 1,500 a week. I can be pretty fine with 1,500 a week. Don't you need 100 shares first? Absolutely, Jack. Okay, now there are other ways too. There's also called dividend capturing. If you don't have enough money to do 100 shares, dividend capturing is a cool strategy. Not something that we're doing here tonight, but if you're interested, let me know. Also, if you aren't holding, how do you get the, okay, I'm not looking for the dividends, Colby. The dividend all right, hold on a second. Can we do it with NATO, National Bank of Canada? Now, I don't know very much about the Canadian market. Okay, I live here in the United States, and I do what's here in the United States. I can't help you out with Canada. I'm sorry. Okay, when I tell people from Canada, I say get yourself a VPN, sign in the U.S., and trade the U.S. markets. It's a better market. What happens when the price moves away from the max pain? You sell. Now, was that Benos? You got to be a little bit more specific about that. What do you mean max pain? Okay, because you can look at that either way. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Can you be more specific with that question, please? Sensei, what's happening? Bonos, thank you. SPY is great. Well, good for you. $700 a share? I don't think so. Wait a second. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Let's take a look at SPY, because I'm pretty sure you don't know this. Sit tight there. Jimmy Two Hands. All right, Jimmy Two Hands, you see this? $6.92 per share. Okay? The dividends are not consistent. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. What's your recommendation for starting a small account? Dividend capturing. That's my suggestion for those who have small amounts of money. Now, let's take a look at the SPY, Jimmy. Okay, we're going to go to the summary. All right, I want to show you something, Jimmy, that you probably didn't think of when you're investing in the SPY. Bob Anderson shared a photo. Thank you there, Bob. All right, Jimmy, check this out. You ready? SPY 692. Look at all the movement. Yay! I really don't care about that. This is what I'm looking for right here. All right, ready, Jimbo? Check this out. The yield for SPY. The yield. Do you know what the yield is, Jim? You invest in something, you get a rate of return. The yield is you take all those returns and you divide it by the purchase price. The yield for SPY is 1.04%. 0.07, 1% per year, Jim. How can you possibly tell me that SPY is great? It's got a 1% yield. They got CDs that pay better than that. All right, can we do it now? Nope, not in Canada, not that I know of. Generally, all Canadian banks have gone up in the last year. Okay. Ben, I went through these lists and many have low volume. Careful of those that are no liquidity. Yep, I'm going to agree with you. Some of them do, but some of them don't. You pick the ones that work for you. On Fire wants to take a look at Pfizer, PFE, Pfizer. PFE, Pfizer. First thing I want to see is the chart. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, up, down, up. This one's going to work right there. 25.89. The 25.50s are going for 48, and the 26s are going for 21. So let's do the 25.50s. That number looks good. Let's take a look. On Fire. The last 30 days. What is the best stocks option for swing trades? Hen heavy, sit tight for a second. Okay, 30 days ago, our 30-day high. Okay, we dropped down to the 30-day bottom. Now we're shooting back up again. Simple, right? 30-day top, 30-day bottom. Now she's retracing. You got this much space before it challenges that 30-day high. It's either yes or no. You either like the company or you don't. Rule 1, never buy anything you do not want to hold on to. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Wow, I missed all these questions. Won't that depend on your time horizon? Cool, Aaron. Guitar guy, I'm in the Sarasota area. Cool beans. All right, so let's do this one. We're going to actually do, now someone asked earlier, what about the 1% on a weekly basis? Are you ready? Now we're not looking for the dividend. We only look at the dividend to tell us when to buy the stock. Now what do I mean by that? Let's go here. This is a dividend calendar, EX dividend calendar, January 2026. All these little green dots represents companies that are paying a dividend. So I like to buy 2 weeks before the dividend date. We're right here. 2 weeks from now, we're looking at Costco, Morgan Stanley, Plains All American, Texas Instruments, STZ, Seagate, Clorox, CAG, Conagra. All these right here are what I'm looking at next week because they have a dividend coming up in 2 weeks. Okay? Just before the dividend is paid, the stock has a tendency to go up. So knowing when the stock goes up gives you a little bit of an edge. Well, now you got to figure out what trading strategy to use. The covered call is the simplest and easiest and safest trading strategy there is. That's why I mentioned it to my 9-year-old. When I was a young boy, my father took me to the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? All right, thank you. Not quite sure what that has to do with us, but all righty then. Also, if you aren't holding, then you don't get the dividends. What's the strategy? All right, Colby. Okay. Clorox is paying a dividend in 2 weeks. Well, that tells me Clorox is about to go up in value because just before the dividend is paid, the stock goes up. So if you knew the stock was going to go up, what would you do? Now, I asked that to a lot of people, and most of them say, I'd buy the stock. Well, why would you do that? There are other trading strategies that can make more money. Will, Canada. It's a song lyric. Okay. Son, when you grow up, okay, I have no idea what song that is. What song is that? Son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? Anybody know what song that is? Apparently, Mr. Will says that's a song lyric. I've never heard of it, and I've been around for quite a while. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. I want to look at where the dividend is. Companies that are consistently profitable. Do you believe in UFOs? Of course I do. Don't be silly. My Chemical Romance band name. Never heard of them. Terribly sorry. All right. I'm looking at dividend stocks that are consistently profitable. Each one of these companies here, Colgate, Colgate-Palmolive, Lowe's, Comcast, ACN, AT&T, Verizon, Hormel, Dollar General, JP Morgan, Campbell Soup, Marvel, American Express, Cisco. You probably heard of all of them. Each one on this list here has been consistently profitable for 25 years. So I buy them just, see, we're here. So this coming Monday, I'm going to be looking at these stocks and whatever's on February. That's it. I don't want to look at these because they already have their dividend. Okay, after the dividend, the stock has a tendency to go down. So I want to buy it before the dividend. I want to sell after the dividend. What's your recommendation when starting a small account? I don't make recommendations. Terribly sorry. Keep showing up, keep asking questions. I'll answer your questions, but I won't tell you what to buy and I won't tell you what to sell. That's something you got to figure out for yourself. I'm just giving you my point of view, what I'm doing. I'm buying good quality companies. I'm grabbing 1% every week and then I'm getting out and I wait for them to come up for the dividend again because every 90 days they pay a dividend. Okay? This is week number 1 of the year, week number 2 of the year, week number 3 of the year, so on and so forth. Okay, companies are fickle. They pay every 90 days. Won't that depend on your time horizon? Well, I'm already retired, so my money has to work for me every single week. I don't know what your time, say C. Wessel? Okay, I have no idea what your time horizon is. I'm not really quite sure what that question means, but okay. All right, SPX for same-day options. Jimmy, you're talking about 0 DTE? Yeah, I don't do those. I'm a lazy trader. Really, I am. I will take a look at all of these right here. I will look at them on Monday. If they look good on Monday, I'll buy them, I'll do a covered call, and then I'll walk away. I don't need to be in front of my computer all day long. I could sit in front of my computer and make a lot of money, but I have no desire to do that. Once you get to a certain point, it's like, why? I can't take it with me when I go. CLM is, I think it's a monthly, isn't it? CLM. Oh, wait a second. We're going to do a sample trade because somebody asked for a sample. All right. We were going to do Pfizer at the 25.50, which is right there, and it's paying 48 cents per share. So, Kobe, let's check out the strategy. You ready? Remember I told you it's a covered call. Let's get rid of this. Now, I'm going to change this right here where it says single. Okay, these are all the different trading strategies that you can do with options. There's quite a bit of them. I only give away one of them. And the one that I'm giving away tonight is called the covered call. Buy right, poor man's covered, whatever you want to call it. Right down here, covered call, everything changes, and I want to do the 25.50 right there, and that's right there, and it automatically fills it for me. So I'm just going to do one contract. There it is. I do one contract. There we go. And I'm going to do a market order because I want it filled quick. And here is what the order looks like and sounds like. Are you ready? Buy one covered call of Pfizer, PFE. 23 January 26. That is next Friday. Not this Friday, next Friday. The 25.50 call option against the stock. $12 is the profit. Yeah, I know it's not a lot of money, but here's the thing. That's per contract. You get one contract, that's $12. You get 100 contacts, that's $1,200. Okay, it's simple math. The investment is $25.38. So let's find out what the rate of return is. That is. You ready, Kobe? For this, we're going to need the calculator. Now, to find out your rate of return, you take the profit, $12, divide it by the investment, $25.38. $25.38 comes to a grand total of 0.4. Yeah, I'm going to say no. That's horrible. 0.4? Yeah, no thank you. Let's change it. and go for the 26. Oh, yeah, after hours it's 25. It's 25.91. So let's do the 26s. All right. And here we go. Same thing. Buy one covered call, 23 January, that's next Friday. The 26 call option, the stock's at 25.91 at the moment. So 26 is not bad. 33 bucks is the profit, 2,500 is the investment. Doesn't sound much better, does it? Let's find out. Okay, 33 divide 25.67, and that comes to 1.2. See that, Kobe? 1.2% for this one. If you like this company. What is it again? Pfizer. So if you like Pfizer, that's 1.2% for 1 week. Oh, no, that's not good. Whoops. All right, so let's get rid of this. Let's save this. Let's save this one. All right, let's save this one and we'll do another one. Come on, where are you? There it is. Here we go. Make it a little easy for you to see. Buy one covered call Pfizer. 23 January, that's next Friday. The 26 call option, 33 bucks is the profit, 2,500 is the investment. That's 1.3%, was it? 1.3%. $1.3. Love it. Kobe, does that make more sense now? Day trade or swing trade? I am a weekly trader. Can we do it in National Bank? Nope. Can you repeat the companies again? Uh-oh. OG Ants. Coca-Cola. Now, I don't trade Coca-Cola very much. Only because, John, check out Bob Lazar. How about Riley? Riley's at too much of a high. TQQQ, buy or sell, and why? Willy Wonka. Sit tight for a second. I'm going to give you my opinion of TQQQ. You might not like it. What about Chevron? Sit tight. All right. Junard, with your advice, consistency increasing dividends and profitable for 20 years, how does ADP? ADP's on that list, Junard. Best Buy, SPX. SPX is going to be a no. I don't do SPX. All right, Best Buy. Let's try out Best Buy. BBY. BBY. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down. What's going on here? What's going on? Yeah, unfortunately, BBY, the high was 76. She bottomed out 67, shot back up to 74. Now we're at 66 again. If you really like it, give it a few more days. I liked at the bottom, I like 2 days to the upside. The bottom was today. 2 days to the upside could be tomorrow and Monday. We did that one. You only do dividend stocks? Yeah, crazy. The only reason I only do dividend stocks because worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario, if the stock drops, I'm getting higher and higher dividends every year. That's why. Mike, EXPI. What the hell is that, Mike? EXPI. X World Holdings. No. Okay, and the reason why I say no, Mike, is I don't do monthlies. January, February, March, June, September. Okay, monthlies, you can only trade them once a month, which means I'm only making 12 to 24% a year. That doesn't work for me. I want 50% per year. Kevin, CLM. CLM. Okay, Kevin, sorry, CLM has no options. The only way I'm going to make money on a weekly basis with CLM is to sit in front of my computer and look at this thing all day. Yeah, no, thank you. What's that dividend calendar called again? EX dividend calendar. You can go right to Google and do a search. There's a bunch of places that give them for free. It just so happens to be in Thinkorswim, which is part of Charles Schwab. Did you build that calendar or is it available somewhere? Louis, that is available through Thinkorswim. K-Van, Pfizer premiums blow. Ask me how I know. K-Van, you probably have it. That's probably why. Nice to see you though, K-Van. With your advice, and this is how does ADP? ADP, let's check it out. ADP. ADP is on my list. It is. Check it out. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it's now. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? It's at 260 right now. The 260s are paying 240 to 430. I might be able to squeeze that 1% out of there. What? Want to do Pfizer? Where to look at Pfizer? Okay, Gerard, just take a look at ADP. Okay, the last 30 days for ADP would be the 15th right there. Here we go. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up. So we have 1 day to the upside. One. Okay, here's the top here, bottomed out there. Now she's turning around. That's just 1 day. If you want to pick 1 day, be my guest. I like 2 days to the upside, and on the third day, I will jump in. Now, that's my rule for me. You got to figure out what your rule is for you. Taya wants to take a look at Micron. Nope, I don't buy at the high. Wasn't that quick? Easy? Nope, I don't buy at the high. Sorry, Taya. It's at the high of the year. What would be the play if we bought it at the high of the year? Luke wants to take a look at Kava. Hold on a second there, Luke. CAVA. Ooh, check that out. Now, Luke, this is at the high of a 30-day period. You should know better, Luke. Okay, it bottomed out here at 51, shot up to 72. That's a big jump. So I don't want to buy at the high, Luke. Give it about a week or two for it to pull back. Ooh, Fuga wants to take a look at Dell. Now, I bought some Dell on Monday. I did. Take a look. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look, it's down, up, down, up, down, up. 119.66. The 120s are going for 238. That's 2%. Now, let's see how good you are at adding. If 1% every single week is 50% for the year, how much is 2% every week? Well, Dell, 119.66. The 120s are going for 238. Let's give this one a whirl. I love Dell. And look at the last 30 days. Right? 30-day high, 30-day bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the upside. We got all that space right there to run. Maybe yes, maybe no. But remember rule 1. Never buy something you do not want to hold on to, because you just might have to. But Dell bottomed out. Now it's going back up again. The 120s, let's do the 120s. This could be number 2 for the day. Let's get out of there. Let's change this to covered calls. The 120s right there, one contract. Market, there we go. And here's Johnny, buy one, covered call of Dell, 23 January. That's this coming, next Friday. Sorry, next Friday. The 120 call option, 247 is the profit, 11,000 is the investment. Well, let's take a look. 247 divide 11,753, and here we go, 2.1%. I like that. Let's save us some Dell. Give it a second while we save this one. Ronnie wants to take a look at Exxon Mobil. Jeremy, you're 19 years old. What do I recommend? I recommend education. Okay, education. They cannot take it away from you. Here we go, right here. Mr. Dell. One covered call at Dell, 23 January. That's next Friday. The 120 call option. The stock is at 120.03 right now. 247 is the profit. 11,753 is your investment. Remember, you're not going to get a profit until you have some skin in the game. You got to put some money up if you want a profit. That's how the game works. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Hate it when it does that. It's got to reboot. And what we say this one was 2.1? 2.1. Yay! Alrighty, alrighty. What else do we have? You got it? Oh, Tia wants to take a look at AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Why not? Wow. I just got back from Texas this afternoon. It's so dry out there, just chapped up my lips, sucked all. Now, Florida is very humid. A lot of humidity in the air. Texas, dry as hell. All right, let's get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Back to here and back to here. Okay, Andy Riley. I'm going to say no to Riley, Andy, and here's the reason why. You see that, Andy, right there. It's at 11 bucks today. What's the play? Seriously, what's the play? What is it you're seeing that I'm not? The bottom is down here at 4 bucks. It shoots up to 11. That's over 100%. What, you honestly think it's going to go higher? Sorry, it could. Honestly, it could. But that's not a game that I want to play. Remember, I'm going to be 62 on Monday. I have no desire to put unnecessary risk on my money. Taya, Advanced Micro Devices, AMD. That's going to be a tough one also. Let's take a look at the last 30 days. Same thing, kiddo. I don't buy at the high. Okay? Here's your bottom. Here's your top. She shoots up, pulls back, shoots up. Actually gapped up once, gapped up twice. Gaps have a tendency to fill. Do you know what that means? That means this baby's going to come back down pretty soon. Sorry, kiddo. Ronnie wants to take a look at Exxon Mobil. XOM. Hell no. Same thing. High of the year. Why do I want to buy at the high of the year? That makes no sense to me. How is Capital One Finance? COF. Now that looks a little better. See, here's the top. It pulled back. It even gapped down. Now she's going back up again. So this is a better play. It has the high last week. Pulled back. Now she's going back up again. Okay, here's your top. There's your bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going back up again. Let's zoom into that. The 237s right there are going for 580. Hell yeah. I'm going to write that one down. COF. COF. Yeah, baby. All right, let's check this one out. The last 30 days. Yep. There we go. Shoots up, pulls back. Now she's going up. You got, yep. Let's try it. Let's give it a whirl. 237. 237.50. There we go. One contract. Whoops, a little too far. All right, give me 1 second. All right, it's starting to get warm in here. We were away for 3 days in Texas. So we just turned the heater on. Now it's starting to get a little warmer. Okay, so here we are. What are we looking at? Capital One Finance. Here we go. Buy one covered call, Capital One Finance, 23 January. That's next week. The 237.5 call option. 679 is the profit. Now remember, that's per contract. You get 3 contracts, you multiply that by 3. You get 115 contracts, you multiply that by 115. This is just for one contract. 23,000 is the investment. Let's check out the numbers. 679 divided by 23,071 dollars. 2.9. That's almost 3%. 2.9 is almost 3%. Let's get rid of this. Let's save this one. $2.9. I like 2.9. Oh, there it is. Oops. There we go. Whoops. Buy one covered call, Capital One Finance, 23 January, the 237.50. Look at this. The stock's at 237.01. That's pretty close. 679 is the profit, 23,000 is the investment, and that's like a 3% return. 1% is 50% per year. 2% is 100% per year. 3%, there's got to be at least 150% per year. Now, I'm just looking for 1%. I'll take 3 any day. 3. Here we go. There we go, there we go, there we go, go. How's that, Ronnie? Capital One Finance. How do you manage the cap gains on all the dividends? Okay, on Fire, I really don't pay attention to them. If you're worried about paying taxes on the money that you make, that's like going to a Rolls Royce dealer asking what the gas mileage is on a Rolls Royce. It just doesn't make sense. Think about it. If you're making 50% per year or more on your investments, are you really worried about the taxes? Well, you should talk to a tax strategist. Have him help you set up your account to minimize your taxes legally, or get rid of them 100%. Costco, on Fire. Costco's out of my price range, dude. I'm not going to pay $1,000 a share. That just doesn't make sense to me. $1,000 a share does not make any sense to me. Oh, my bad. It's $956 per share. Yeah, no. I love Clove for selling options. Well, let's check it out. CLOV. Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to say no. The reason why I'm going to say no to this is look at this right here. 1 penny, 0, 0, 0, 0. So when you ask me, what do you do when the stock drops? I sell 2 to 3 strikes out of the money. I want to bring in something. If I'm not getting my 1%, I want something coming in. Now this thing is offering 1 penny, 2 strikes out. 3 strikes out, 0, 0, 0, 0. No, I don't do that. Okay, look at Dell. Okay, 3 strikes out of the money, 127. The stock price is 120. 3 strikes out is 127. That's more than 1%. 4 strikes out is $1. 5 strikes out is 84. 6 strikes out is 63. Okay, Intel's the same way. INTC. Okay, 3 strikes out is 165. The stock is at $48. 3 strikes out, I'm getting 165. 5 strikes out, I'm getting 92. That's still more than 1%. I always take a look at the numbers. The 5 rules are simple. Never buy something you don't want to hold. Never sell at a loss. Make sure the company's consistently profitable. Weekly options only, and 5, make sure all the numbers work. What am I buying? And this is a no anyway. Look at this. The high of the year. Yeah, no, thank you. But not the point. The point is, what are the premiums looking like? Is it worth my while? No, it's not. Can you go over the 3 companies so far that made the list? I want to write them down. Take a look. Archer, sit tight. We'll get to that. Okay, before I'm done. What are the best stocks for swing trades? Okay, Henhei, I don't do that, so it's difficult for me to say what it is you want to hear. I do one trading strategy. I give away one strategy for free. It's called a covered call. It makes about a 50% return for the year if you do it right. Okay? Now, I have a lot of trading information, but I'm only giving away one. That's it. Knee health. Hello. What are you using to see the dividend calendar? Think or Swim. It's through Charles Schwab. This right here is a trading platform through Charles Schwab. Fuga. 2 weeks before the dividend is paid or 2 weeks before the EX. 2 weeks before the EX date, Fuga. That's a good question. Not many people catch that one. Can we look at Clorox? Running Gold. Clorox, CLX. No. Wasn't that quick? No. Why? I don't do monthlies. Okay? January, February, March, April, July, January 27, January 28. Those are months. Those are monthly options. They once a month. No, I do weekly options. Rule 4. Weekly options only. So, is it smart to get calls on Clorox? I didn't say that. SMCI, super microcomputers. Don't we have the same problem with that as with the other ones? SMCI. Now we're back at Yahoo Finance, finding out what SMCI looks like. Now, I'm not really fond of SMCI. It has no dividend. See that? Forward dividend and yield, EX date, no dividends. Okay, so why would you come to a dividend investing channel when that company has no dividends? Sorry, Archer. That's a no. That's a no. Elite. How do you get access to the calendar? Well, Elite, you can do 2 different things. Number 1, you can go to Google and Google EX dividend calendar. SCHC, oh hell no. On fire, come on. Sorry, I gotta do this again. Streaming. Starting fail output. Damn it. Having issues. Hate having issues. All right, so we have a little bit of a problem there. All right, SCHD. SCHD. We're going to have the same problem we did with the other companies. The profits just aren't as consistent as I would like. Okay, so let's take a look at historical data. All right, give it a minute or two. I'll get there. What are you looking at tomorrow? Jeremy, I'm not looking at anything tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, okay? I jump in on a Monday. All my money's invested on Monday and Tuesday, okay? By Friday, that's when I want to get out. Okay, historic prices. I want to see just the dividends. Okay? Dividends only. And I want to see all the dividends for SMCI. You ready? All the dividends, SCHD. Now, this thing goes back to 2011. Okay? 4 cents, 4.6, 6.8, 6.9, 8.6, 6.6. That's going backwards. 7.5, 7.7, 8.3, 8.2. That's backwards. 8.9, 8.4, that's backwards. 9.1, 9, that's backwards. 10, 9.9, that's backwards. 9, that's backwards. 10, 8.1, that's backwards. 13, 10.8, that's backwards. 11, 11.4, 11.5, 8.7. Do you see the problem I'm having with SCHD? It's not 20 years old, and it's not consistently profitable. Sorry, no. That's a no. Okay, we already left that Capital One Finance. COF. Hey, Austin. You're welcome. COF announced its results for 22 January. Do we need to consider that? Now, when I say never, rule one, never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Now, I've seen companies that have annual reports that are down and the stocks go up. I've seen annual reports where the prices go up and the stocks go down. So I really don't pay much attention to the annual reports and the quarterly reports because I've seen contradicting information from both sides. So I just don't do it anymore. I just ignore it. If I like the company, I'll buy the company. I got 2 criteria and only 2. Is the company consistently profitable? And do they have weekly options? That's it. Okay? Okay, I'm going to grab my seat and answer some questions, and then we're going to call it a day. I am beat. I've been going all day today. All righty, what do we have? Riley. Riley was a no. Oh, Willy Wonka. TQQQ. TQQQ. You're going to run into the same problems we had with the other companies. The profits just aren't there. Okay, go all the way back. Oh, look at that. Okay, check this out. Are you ready? Willy Wonka. 2014, 2014, 2015, 2018. They missed 2 years. 2019, no 20, no 21, only 122. Yeah, no. And then look at the numbers. The numbers are horrible. Sorry. I like companies that are consistently profitable. Why? No, I'm not going to tell you to buy or sell. I don't give that type of advice. All right, what else do we have? What about Chevron? Ooh, PPG. Clay, I like PPG. PPG. No. Okay, I don't buy anything at the high. See that right there? No, thank you. Sorry, Clay. Chevron, CVX. No, again, same thing. The high was yesterday. Now today it's pulling back. See the bottom right here at 146? Shoots up, now it's pulling back. Give it some time if you really like it. What are the cheapest per stocks, Price King or Aristocrats, if capital is limited for 100 shares? Oh, there's a bunch of those. Your best bet is just download the list. It's free. Go to Google. Dividend Kings list 2026. Boom, it shows right up. Dividend Aristocrats list 2026. Boom, it shows up. Adam wants to short Best Buy. Okay, you have at it. What else do we have down here? Adam, JEPI, nope, where did that? Nope, I want 15, good for you. Disney, ooh, DIS. Now, doesn't Disney pay once a year? And it's not in the greatest of positions. So here's the bottom here, shoots up, now it's pulling back. No to Disney. Ooh, Carnival Cruise Line. So after your call is being filled up, you wait until Friday to sell them, or what is next? Elite, basically what I'm doing is I'm buying on a Monday. I'm buying the stock on a Monday, selling somebody the right to buy it from me anytime between Monday and Friday for the same price I paid for it. I don't care about the stock. I really don't. I'm interested in the premium. Is the premium giving me 1% every week? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the stock to go up. I'm not looking for the dividend. I'm looking for the premium. And the premium is usually always more than 1%. So think about it. Hey, Dev, I see you over there. Think about it. You buy it for $100, you sell it for $100. What do you make? You make the premium. Is the premium more than 1%? Yeah, why not? When do you roll the contract? Usually look for rolling on Fridays or Thursdays. Okay, ADP, we already looked at that one. Way to go, Adam. CVS. CVS. Interesting. A slow roll to the upside. Nice. 81.36. Well, the 82s are going for 72 to 85. Not quite there. The 81s going for 121. That could be good. All right, it's 12:30. I'm going to cut out. I had a long day. We can do this all over again Sunday night. I might do it tomorrow night because I didn't do last night. Last night I was so drugged out after the operation. I had an operation yesterday, so I had to fly to Dallas to get that done. And I'm very tired today. That being said, you guys have a great night, and we'll do this all over again Sunday. Dr. Dev, I was just joking with that quote. I think it's funny. All righty then. Could you share the list, please? I mean, the list for today? There was only 3 today. Pfizer, Dell, and Capital One Finance. Yesterday we had, wait a minute. Tuesday we had Apple, Dell, Bitto, and American Airlines. Kimberly-Clark, Altria, K-View, and Verizon. That's the list for this week. Now, I missed yesterday, so I'm going to apologize for that. Realty income is a no. Realty income is a monthly. I don't do monthlies. They only pay once a month. That's not good. Things coming in the future. Thank you, Dr. Dev. Have a great night and catch you guys later. And you guys over here, we're going to be doing it tomorrow at 2:30, just before the market closes. So we'll see you guys then. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case. Catch you guys later. Very good to me. Thank you, Adam. Have a good day. See you guys tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not